Hello everyone, I'm AltimaMantoid, and this is a new segment to my channel that I'm calling Altima's Rantoids. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about something in the gaming industry that's either really exciting that I really, am super excited for, or something that absolutely pisses me off. Just anything gaming related that I feel should have some sort of publicity. So, today, what I'm going to talk about is how id Software is in trouble, basically. Ever since they sold out to Bethesda and ZeniMax, under the management of John Carmack, he thought that everything would be the same, that they would have no problems whatsoever with, doing what they normally do, design engines and make one game every 7 years. Hi, Rage. We know it's been a while. But anyway, what's happening is that when they sold in 2009, they thought everything would be the same. It's not. ZeniMax and Bethesda, well, mostly ZeniMax, because they're the parent company of Bethesda, but, actually, I don't know if Bethesda completely owns id, or if it's all ZeniMax. But anyway, what's happening is that they wanted to make Rage 2 because Rage 1 had made all the groundwork, basically did all the heavy lifting for what Rage 2 could have been, which was a sequel that they could have just thrown together really quick for some quick cash. And they've not had a major game come out since Rage. Yeah, we had Doom 3 BFG Edition, but it's not... Doom 3 BFG Edition is not a major release. It's just an old game that they ported to consoles with modern touch-ups to allow for widescreen, since everything is now moving into the widescreen format. I mean, I have this old clunker TV, and when I try to play something like Skullgirls on it, or, hell, Magic the Gathering, it's like, itty-bitty text, and I'm like, I can't... What's this shit do? So yeah, or like, what the fuck's going on with the plot? I can't read it. I mean, things like... So, Doom 3, I guess, with Doom 3, they were practicing for Doom 4, getting everybody used to what Doom 4 was going to be. And originally, Doom 4 was going to be, guess what? Fucking Call of Duty! And they were even making jokes about how it was going to be like this big Call of Duty, like, sort of ripoff. And the management decided, no, that's not what we want. So they completely scrapped Doom 4 and have started it over from scratch. Now, coming back to Rage 2. Rage 2 was in production, and they were going to use it for funding to, have some sort of profit margin while they were working on Doom 4. I mean, you gotta pay your employees. Well, they haven't put anything, they have nothing to show for 5 years of announcement for Doom 4. Nothing. Zip. So, ZeniMax basically stopped by one day, and they were like, so, what you got for us? And John Carmack kind of went, we got this! And then he points over to the Doom 3 BFG Edition, which I own a physical copy of. He was like, yeah, we got this! And ZeniMax is like, that's not a new game. You guys have absolutely nothing to show for us. And John Carmack's kind of like, we'll have something. So, ZeniMax has given id Software an ultimatum. They either need to put out a new game at some point this year, or they're going to be taking drastic actions against id Software. This leads me to one of two conclusions is going to happen here. Number one, Doom 4 is going to have the absolute fuck rushed out of it. We're going to get a sloppy job with sloppier ports, because, as you know, Doom has always been a PC thing, which is another reason why Doom 3 BFG coming to consoles was kind of met with mixed reactions. I think it was a good idea, but I think they did it in kind of not the best ways possible. But that's for another video, I'm sure. So anyways, one of two things will happen. One, we'll get this horrifically rushed job edition of Doom 4, and unless by some miraculous, some sort of miracle Doom 4 does well, unless, but, yeah, it's going to end up being an extremely poor rush job, and it's going to suck, and it's going to bomb. It's not going to make the sales that anybody's going to want, and just like Rage 2, which ZeniMax canceled because Rage 1 didn't do so well, mind you, that's what's happened to that game. We don't know if it'll ever come back. I mean, id Software could be like, well, we have something done, we can make Rage 2 now. ZeniMax is kind of still giving them the middle finger on that. But Doom 4 could very well either be rush jobbed or canceled. It doesn't come out by the end of the year, and ZeniMax does something with id, and it could potentially get canceled. We may never have another Doom game. If they, if it doesn't make sales, then the franchise could very well be dead, according to the higher-ups above id Software. So this is what happens when you sell your company to another company. You can't run it how you want to run it. And John Carmack thought he could get away with, oh, yeah, we're owned by somebody, because that's the hip thing to do, is to sell your company to a bunch of conglomerative, greedy moneybags. Which, ZeniMax isn't a bad company. There's worse out there. I mean, I have nothing really against ZeniMax. I mean, id Software, having not put out a game in, like, 36 years at this point, might as well be. Yeah, I know, over-exaggeration. But they haven't put anything solid out since Rage, so it's a bit of an expensive thing to just kind of have, not doing anything. I mean, I see where ZeniMax is completely coming from on this. That doesn't mean I think it's okay. It's not. It's a big fucking mess is what it boils down to. You've got ZeniMax, who wants a new game, id Software, who's had their thumb up their ass doing all the wrong stupid shit, and working on a sequel for a game that didn't sell well, and a lot of people say Rage wasn't even finished when it was released. That also is going to hurt your sales. So, when you've got all these factors, added in and subtracted and whatever, end of the day, bottom line is that id Software is in trouble. There could potentially be no Doom 4. Yeah. Or it's going to be an incredibly shitty game. This is not going to be a good year for gaming for me, is it? And then you have Rage's cancellation, Rage 2's cancellation, which kind of all that time and money that they put into it is gone for now, unless it's just on hold, which I've heard it was canceled. I've looked and I've not seen anything about just the game being on pause in development. And that kind of wraps up my thoughts. I don't think it's right, but I definitely see where ZeniMax is coming in on this. It has been known for not having a whole lot of games come out through their, through their development. I mean, we've had Doom, Doom 2, Doom 3, Final Doom, which, hell, wasn't even made by them. It might as well have just been published by them instead. Doom 64, no, that was Midway. Fuck, I don't know. Basically, Quake, Doom, and Rage, and Wolfenstein. That's it. Yeah. It's just not a good situation for these guys to be in. And here it is, 2013. 5 years ago was when they announced Doom 4. That was back in 2008. ZeniMax was, id Software was sold to ZeniMax. ZeniMax wants the money. id Software doesn't do anything to make revenue for years and years. I mean, yes, they're amazing engine junkies. That's what they're known for, is these top-of-the-line engines. My biggest, not so much worry, I guess my most educated guess is that if something happens to the Doom franchise and Doom 4 either never comes out, tanks, and is cancelled on a permanent level, obviously the Doom name can be sold off, but I think ZeniMax's best course of action would be to break it down into parts and keep only a small crew for engine development, which can then be used for Bethesda's purposes, so we could have a Morrowind game based off of an id Tech engine. Wrap your head around that one. I don't know. I'm rambling at this point, but that's kind of the point of these videos, is just me to rant, rave, and get things off of my chest that need to be talked about. But I want to wrap up this video here. I want to say thank you all for watching, and feel free to comment, give me your thoughts below, what you think might happen, if you disagree with me, if you agree with me, if you think that squirrels should have wings, if the color purple is actually mistakenly named for turquoise. I don't care. It's a free country. Share whatever the fuck you want down there. But these are my thoughts, and that's what I'm going to do. Speak my thoughts. You guys know I've had almost like a religious following for the Doom games over the last decade plus, but you guys didn't know it was a decade. But yeah, anyway, this is AltimaMantoid, and I will see you in another Rantoid.